good morning song, our opening song. The words. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel his mighty power and his grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Nice. Our Sunday services are being live streamed. Thank you, Clayton and Robin and everyone involved in that. Thank you for donating to Unity's ministry by going to PayPal or unitybillings@gmail.com. Wait, that is PayPal. So that, yeah. Anyway, you can see all these great places that you can donate, right? Or our website that was designed by Leslie Fisher, Leslie and Clayton, which is a work of art. Thank you again, constantly. Thank you. Our food collection continues in the lobby and will be an ongoing project. We'll be taking the first load at the end of February, so feel free to bring non-perishable foods. And are we just doing food? Is it just food?
Yeah.
Okay. Coming the 21st of March, Step Into Your Magic Festival will be here, held in this facility, and it will be followed by the Spring Equinox Sound Bath. Is that going to be on the 21st or the next day?
No, same day.
Same day?
When Marsh is done, we'll clear everything and.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Okay, so we have some time to prepare for that since it's in March. Awesome. Our meditation room is available at 9:30 a.m. on Sundays, and Monday and Tuesday evenings from 7 to 8 p.m. Today, we are so grateful to hear from Leslie Fisher, Faithing Through the Fear. She always brings us a great message. I like that topic. February 1st will be Reverend Edie Weigel, Finding Your Spiritual Purpose. February 8th will be Reverend Jim Reindaler. That's always a treat. February 15th, again, we'll have Reverend Edie Weigel with her wonderful messages. And February 22nd will be Reverend Phil Zimke. And he may be here with us in the flesh, or he may be zooming in, depending on the weather. He lives in Bozeman. Now, if you'll take a moment and everyone gather yourselves some deep cleansing breaths, and we will listen to the Unity song with David Friedman.
Every prayer is answered, every prayer is heard, every thought and feeling, every spoken word, what your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel, is already here, is already real. There is no one out there is no one else. You hold all the answers deep inside yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me, there's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one light to lead the way, all loving, all knowing, that answers when you pray. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you. I will always be. I am one. I am unity. We are one. We are unity.
Thank you, David. And as I light Christ candle, I will remind us all that this is a symbol of the indwelling Christ within all of us. Our daily word today, on January 25th, is zeal. If you'll join me in affirming zeal. I bring my zeal and passion to life. I bring my zeal and passion to life. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote in his 94th year, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. His example shows me that regardless of my age or station in life, zeal is a divine gift, a part of me always mine to call upon. Through it, I feel enthusiastic and energetic about life. I express joy and excitement as I live, love, and share of myself through service. I am purposeful, passionate, and positive. I live authentically and make a bold impression on the world. I share my talents and gifts with a spirit of generosity and service. I begin each day with eagerness and end it with gratitude, happiness to share my zeal. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Psalms 102. Again, join me in affirming zeal. I bring my zeal and passion to life. This is a wonderful thing to, the reason I decided to start coming to Unity is that I read this statement from Charles Fillmore. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. And I thought, this is a great thing to live. And if you'll join me in affirming our Unity Foundation principle, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And our Unity of Billings affirmation, through divine wisdom and grace, Unity of Billings is vibrant, healing, and inclusive. And now we'll take a moment and gather your tithes, your prayers, Infuse them with your love. And join me in praying. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. That's awesome. You have a helper today, Clayton.
Oh, yeah.
An apprentice.
And that means you're the sorcerer.
And his daughter.
Right? That makes her the sorcerer.
Indeed. Right. Thank you. I release control and surrender that will be me. I release control and surrender that will be me. I release control and surrender I release control and surrender That was very nice.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for being here and infusing this day in this service with your positive, loving energy, with your light, and for remembering how powerful we are, and that we are in this life to create and go forward and take this loving energy that we gather here today into our communities and into the world. And so it is. So, Leslie Fisher, come on up. So good to see you. I just disinfected all of this.
Oh, okay.
Do you like to hold the microphone, or you
No, I leave it up there because if I hold it, I just get in trouble. So
wave it around?
it's not good. Yeah,
There you go. So
it's
everything's
just
off.
in one place where I can't mess with it too much.
There you go. All right. Good to see you. Thank you.
Don't forget your coffee. Thank you. Because I know
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna want mine.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Well, folks, we're officially ankle deep into this new year, I think. And we're already coming up against new and always more complex challenges. Whatever your political beliefs or ideological eccentricities may be, I think we can all agree that life on this earth can be wild, predictably unpredictable, and often bittersweet. Even just over the course of a single day, we can experience an absolute roller coaster of emotions, and we can often feel tossed about like that roller coaster doesn't have any semblance of seatbelts or safety regulations. When we're in the midst of the storms that life can and so often does throw at us, there is one thing we can always hang on to, a life vest that we're always wearing. It's the one thing that Jesus tried so hard to impart to us, the very foundation of our existence, and arguably the existence of all things. Faith is that anchor, that tether that keeps us connected to and aware of the big T truth, which is that there is no bad experience, no hurt feelings, and no separation in spirit. We are all living expressions of God, and as such, we walk with one foot in the realm of spirit and one in the realm of physical reality, because we are 100% human and 100% divine. We cannot deny either part of ourselves. Even with the noblest of intentions, denying our humanity only serves to make us feel disconnected from the reality of our own lived experiences, as well as those of other people. From a practical sense, that's just not helpful or useful in any way. If anything, that often seems to lead to kind of an attitude of, oh, let's all pretend anyway, so consequences aren't real either. I can just do whatever I want. And that can be harmful on so many levels, not just to the people around us, but to ourselves as well. They're giggling over there. There's a reason you guys are over there by yourselves, huh? Consequences, pshaw. Likewise, we cannot deny our divinity. Even the most seemingly wretched person, a person who just seems to be the worst you can imagine. I know you're all thinking of somebody. We all know one. That one? Okay, we all know several. There you go. That person is also an expression of God. I know how incredibly difficult it can be to hold this truth in mind, especially when that person is expressing in ways that just make you want to scream or leave a less than kind comment on social media for them. But the simple fact is, if any one of us is an expression of God, and therefore divine, we must all be. There's no cherry picking to be done with this concept. Either we're all in this together, or each of us is an island unto ourselves and nothing matters. And look, I know we could spend hours in a philosophical debate on this one, but personally, I don't see any point to it. It's far easier and more relevant to just be present. Presence in my own life means being aware of my own perfectly imperfect expression and holding space for myself to struggle and grow, all while staying rooted in the truth of my own divinity. Presence in the lives of those around me means offering that same grace and compassion to them, recognizing them as fellow divine humans, and even when they're having a hard time seeing it themselves, we forget. So, since we are not islands, we must all be in this great story together. After all, this is why we hang on to good stories the way we do. We find something in them that reminds us of ourselves. They're like smaller human-sized portions of the larger, more infinite story that is all of existence. I especially like thinking of life as a story because it reminds me that I'm the one holding the pen. I'm the one making choices in this choose your own adventure story. I'm the one acting out the drama on the stage. Even if I've been given a script I can't change, I can always change the way I interpret it or the way I deliver my lines. I'm never without some kind of agency, and that in itself is a massive source of comfort. And comfort is really the thing we look for the most when we feel the fear. We look for a source of warmth in the cold, a light in the dark, and a soft place when all around us feels harsh and unforgiving. All too often, we seek this comfort from somewhere outside of ourselves, in other people, in substances, and now in the modern time in media. The problem with any external comfort, though, is always the same. It just doesn't last. We've struggled with this problem since we've had problems to struggle with. And over, we've touched on the truth. The truth is that fleeting comforts are fine in moderation, but unless we have something more concrete and true in which to find comfort, it will never, ever be enough, not in a way that matters. So humanity set out to find the ultimate source of comfort, the thing that would finally ease any suffering, anywhere, at any time. And what we found over and over again was God, Spirit, Source. Fleeting glimpses of the truth gave us something to hold on to, something to ponder, and something to lose our grip on. We have, as a species, a tendency to want to capture things that bring us comfort and joy, be it precious metals that glisten in the light, items that become imbued with that feeling of safety, or substances that allow us a short, ultimately meaningless escape from our problems. We always wish we could bottle the lightning, if you will. But Spirit defies this capture, eludes our grasp, and yet we cannot seem to lose the idea that our true comfort is there. And so we sought to define the divine, which usually ended in anthropomorphized deities that reflected the best and worst of ourselves. We could never quite pin down the entirety of Spirit, and so we settled for putting it in the biggest boxes we could find. But through all of this, there's always been people, schools of thought, that just knew somehow that no container could ever be big enough to fit the truth, and so accepted as a part of their understanding of God that they never could fully understand God. Unity is such a school of thought. And while there are many, many books, lectures, and articles under the umbrella of unity that explore the nature of God and the understanding of Spirit and seek to make this infinite, unfathomable source just a little bit easier for us to grasp, there's always an underlying agreement, implicit or otherwise, that it's only ever a piece of the whole, a facet on an infinity-sided diamond, a single particle of light in a beginningless and endless rainbow. This ability to accept that we will never fully know or understand comes easier to some than others, and while I think we should always be seeking to more fully understand and express the divine in the most authentic and meaningful ways we can, for sure, I also think a great deal of peace is found when we accept that we will just never see the whole picture, and that's okay. I also think this sums up the concept of faith quite well. We accept that the entirety of the full nature of God will always retain some mystery for us, but we also trust and believe that the part we see is true and good and real. And in doing so, we secure for ourselves a surefire foil to any fear, a light in any darkness, a means to be comforted in any situation, no matter how dire. This is because we cannot be separated from this truth. It is as much a part of us as we are a part of it, whether we understand it fully or not. That's unconditional love, is what that is. That source is always present within us, in all things, and throughout the entire universe and beyond. Our job, then, is to be aware of this source and to be aware of our unbreakable connection to it. Separation is, after all, the big pretend that we conjure up, the source of our suffering and the source of our fear. Don't misunderstand. A perfect awareness of the indwelling Spirit in oneself does not exclude one from the struggles of human life. Unfortunately, struggle is how we grow. It's a way for us to expand our awareness, and it's honestly one of the purest ways to honor our glorious humanity. Suffering through that struggle, though, that's optional. When we resist the struggle, big or small, we create suffering for ourselves. Jesus understood this in a profound and intimate way. Through all his struggles, which we know were many, he never lost sight of the truth. And he held to his faith that the divine in him, what Unity calls the Christ consciousness, what the Greeks called logos, what the great Eastern philosophers called chi, that was able to withstand any struggle if he would only maintain his awareness of it. So that's why it's called a spiritual practice, because we're meant to exercise our awareness as constantly as possible. We're meant to meet struggle with compassion, and in our most trying moments, to allow the divine to flow through us as us. This non-resistance is a concept I hadn't really encountered before coming to Unity, and for a long time, I really struggled to understand it. It kind of always made me feel like, oh, so I'm supposed to just kind of roll over and let it happen? Like life is just going to take me for a ride and I just have to be like, okay. But that's not it. I have found it fascinating because I didn't really understand it. And so I've just consumed every bit of writing I could find about it. Eric Butterworth has some really excellent content on the subject. Now I think of it kind of like the flow of an electric current. A good conductor of electricity provides as little resistance as possible, allowing the current to pass through it with little to no damage to the conductor itself. However, poor conductors will still allow the current to pass through, but the resistance they offer often results in damage to themselves. So when we practice non-resistance, allowing the flow of the divine to express through us with ease, we find that life, while still full of struggles, becomes less taxing. We're able to meet challenges with grace and perceived failures with tenacity and compassion. By the way, the word allow has roots in the Latin ad and laudere, which means to praise. And that tracks too. In praising or holding in high esteem the wholeness of our truth as divine human beings, we maintain our awareness of it. That's our job. It doesn't have to be big performative praise either. And in fact, I think Jesus would argue that that's more rooted in our ego than in truth. We can practice this praise when all the lights are green on our way to work, or we find that one magical parking spot in a seemingly full lot. We can also practice when our patience and tempers are tested by those we disagree with. Rather than offering resistance, we can offer curiosity and compassion. We don't have to agree with people to treat them with dignity, and we can hold space for those we disdain, purely on the basis that they are one with the divine, same as ourselves. I believe this is the biggest challenge we face right now, when finding evidence to support any bias is so easily done, whether it's true or not. We must reconnect with the things that make us the same. We must actively seek out our similarities and cast off ideas of separation. We are all one in spirit, and it's time for us to act like it. We must allow the divine to flow through our lives and through the lives we touch, transforming and unifying us all. When we hold to that erroneous belief in separation, we allow shallow, meaningless concepts that we made up to create resistance in our lives, resulting in poor conduction of spirit and needless suffering. We allow the opinions of others to affect the way we treat ourselves and each other because we have forgotten the truth of our being. We seek comfort from external sources and are endlessly disappointed by the insufficient and ineffective results. This all creates a lot of fear. I wrote it that way with lots of O's, a lot of fear. You hear it in the news, if you can still bear to listen and watch it. You feel it when you dare to step out of your comfort zone. You see it in the face of those under the proverbial boot heel, which at the moment seems to include more of us all the time. And when you encounter that fear, you're met with two choices. You can let your ego drive, and in its efforts to keep you safe, which is its job, it will maintain and substantiate that fear, widening the pretend gap between you and all others. Or you can pause, take a few deep breaths. When we do this, it reminds the ego that we are safe. We are not being chased by a bear. Calm down. Because the ego, when you get all worked up and you get afraid, that's what's happening. Your body is like, oh my gosh, I'm being chased by a bear. I need to freak out. No, you don't. Everybody pause, take a breath. And once the body and the ego are calm, then we can choose faith. We can practice holding that space for the lived truth of another person, whether or not we agree with or understand them. We can allow spirit to flow through us and release our attachment to the outcome of the situation. This is another aspect of faith that we struggle with, especially in an age where we really seem to understand a great deal about the world around us, or at least we think we do, which is to let go of how our highest good is to be achieved and what exactly we think that should look like. Those things aren't our business at all. They're not. Our business is to maintain awareness of the divine in ourselves and in all things, and allow that divinity to flow through us, as us, and to express truth to the best of our ability in accordance with our degree of awareness. To put that simply, our job is to let go and let God, to embrace the oneness of it all, and trust that when we live in the flow, everything ends up where it needs to be. To recognize the lesson in the struggle and flow with the current instead of trying to control it. But we must remember that this is, in fact, a practice, and that inherently implies falling short. It implies occasionally missing the mark. It implies having off days, and it also implies getting back on the proverbial horse when we do. Experts in any field are those who practice and have practiced countless times. And when faults or fears won the day, they still went back for more the next day. They had faith in the process, and so must we. So next time you feel that fear, first, make sure there isn't actually a bear chasing you. We live in Montana. It could happen. And then pause. Take a few deep breaths and choose faith. Choose love. And believe that the more you consciously choose it, the more it will choose you too. And so it is. Thank you.
Wow, good.
I have stuff for the kids, so. I think he's gathering the children. I heard the clapping, I'm sure, yeah. Oh yeah, he's pointing. He's trying.
It's like herding cats.
It's totally, it's like herding cats.
No,
Come on.
thank you. Oh, you guys are gonna do something. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I just,
Well, you're a kid.
I know, right?
yeah, absolutely. Kids at heart are welcome too.
Wait, what?
No, stay here. Remember, I have questions. We talked about it. Yeah.
I thought there was another cat.
You lost her on the way out the door. Okay. Hey, I need that. I need to be able to read that. Okay, so we talked about being afraid and when we're afraid, what we can do to feel better. And something that we always have to latch onto is the presence of God within us. So, hey, can you please stand up? So I wanted to talk to you guys about times when you fell short or
Mama.
someone you love maybe fell short for you.
Mama, 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 mama.
Did you hear the question?
No, I did not.
I didn't think so. So when is the time that maybe you fell short or someone fell short for you, someone you love? You think of a time?
I have one. When I was really, really little, I had a very, very bad dream, and I just stayed in my bed, and then because I was scared of the dark back then, and I still am today, and I was really, really scared, and I was like, because I had my own bedroom then, and my parents' bedroom was all the way down the scary dark hallway.
Oof.
And it was very scary for me. And I was just like, no, I'm just going to do it. I just got to do it.
There you go.
And I just ran down to my parents. And just pointed.
That's a good one.
In my class room at school, this means me too.
You too? Okay.
Whenever I wake up in the nighttime, I just stare at the ceiling and I'm like, should I have my mom or dad or should I not? Then when I wake up and it's early morning, I'm scared because I'm afraid my cat will just pop up in the middle of the hallway, the short hallway. So I'm just literally so scared. That's why I try to run, but normally I just bring a flashlight with me.
Okay. So when we feel afraid like that, is there something that we always have with us to help us through it? You can just say it.
God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When how does that work? Like, is God with you all the time? Is God part of you?
God is a part of us, and He is a part of everything. He even is a part of things that aren't alive.
I love it. In everything.
Pictures, paper,
Um,
even phones.
so how can we give that same comfort to others who are afraid?
We can tell them,
Okay, I think Nicole has an answer too.
we can comfort them if they feel scared, or we can ask, hey, do you want some help? Or are you afraid? Or do you want me to get a grown-up?
I love that. Remind them that they're not alone. It's lovely. Yeah.
Or remind them that God is always with them. Like, I drew a picture at my grandma and grandpa's church, and it said, God hearts you, which basically means God loves you. And I shared that with my dad, Clayton Fisher.
That's awesome. Well, I think you guys get it. You know exactly what to do when you're afraid.
I know, I'm literally so embarrassed.
You're so embarrassed? Okay. Well, you can get down then. That's fine. I thank you guys for coming up and talking, though it seems like you really have some good ideas. You know what's going on.
Oh, wait, hold up. Weren't you going to do something with the kids?
What did we just do? Did I miss something?
Yes, you did. I wanted to cut out the pictures. I want to cut out the pictures.
Okay. Let's circle up.
We forgot everyone of these. We forgot everyone of these.
Okay.
We forgot everything.
Child.